Very excited to be joined by a person I've been following for a very long time, Mr. Tomo Fujita. Welcome to the limelight. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, welcome, brother.
I'm so good. I'm so good. And thanks so much. And you pronounce my name perfectly. That's
Oh, that
great.
doesn't happen often.
Yeah. Usually people introduce me and sometimes like, not quite right, my last name or something like that. But anyway, you did a great job.
It
And thank you
doesn't
so much
look that
for
complicated
calling.
on the surface, but I kind of relate because my name is the same way. Everybody immediately goes to Kelly. It's actually Keely. So,
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, yeah.
And we really appreciate you being very professional because, I'm not like saying this just because, but on a serious note, like you have been the most professional to communicate with through email and even through a
Oh,
Skype chat.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
like you're
thank.
you're on the ball, Tomo. Like, so so
Well,
we appreciate that.
I think this part of it is because I love music. I love people, but I love business too. Business means like everything has to be on time. You have to ask every questions, right? I ask a lot of questions, right?
Right.
absolutely.
And I have to know just because if I don't ask questions, we never know what's gonna happen. Then later, if I complain, then my fault because I didn't ask. So that's why always I say, what's going on? Yeah, that's
So,
great here.
so
Yeah.
pretty much right off the bat, I think the first thing I'd love to talk to you about is
Mm,
obviously nobody in a million years thought, well, maybe in a million years, but nobody really thought that this whole COVID situation would last what's now going to be a year.
right.
So, from the perspective of you, I started following you a couple years ago when I started to really get into guitar and tried to
Hmm.
learn the theory behind everything. You were one of the forefront instructors on the internet.
Thank you.
So I was kind of introduced to you by YouTube, just by the
Yes.
algorithm showing up.
Yeah.
So if you look at how a company like Fender has had their best numbers in years and all time, I think. Would you say the same for you and how teaching has been with people wanting to learn the guitar with the amount of downtime they have?
Yeah, right. Actually, for myself about teaching, the teaching through Skype, and I teach guitar wisdom since 2020, like March, right? After that, I was really worried what's gonna happen. But then every month, my numbers goes up. And kind of a weird to tell people. Everybody say, "What are you doing?" I'm just working my business.
Mm.
And how's everything? It's good. So I can complain. And also, I already prepared. See, I have been teaching Berkeley 28 years. So I made
Yeah.
a reputation in my name. But also, I have been doing like, Skype lesson for a while with a
Hmm.
lot of people. Then about a year ago, 2019, I made my online business called Guitar Wisdom. The reason is I was teaching so many students. At one point, my wife said, "You can't do this all the time. You cannot do this all the time because it means a lot of students to teach. You only one. You will really, work with all worldwide, right?
Hmm.
And the good things, more and more you do, sometimes you have to kind of, think about the ahead of time. So my wife told me that. And then 3 years ago at the NAM show, I met my former student's name, Tyler Lawson.
Mm.
Music is win.
Music is win.
Mm.
Yeah. And he said 3 years ago, okay, he said, I'm doing, online lesson. Of course, my myself, old guy, old school. Oh, great. You're doing online lesson. That's great. I still love teaching, individually, old school. But then I switched that my mind with a lot of people talking, So that really saved me from this situation. Because if I were you know what I mean? Like if I
Yeah.
were like, stubborn, say, oh, I have to do, 1-to-1. I don't like those cheap stuff, whatever, if people say,
Yeah.
I thought one time, but then wait a minute. I teach all the time, so why not make really great quality video? Each topic really slow. In each video, I can talk only one subject. So then I've been doing that. Yeah, that really helped me. Yeah, it's a
That's
lot of
great.
things, but yeah, yeah.
Well, congratulations on the
Thank you.
success.
Thanks so much.
George, I know you've been teaching. So, I mean, do you have any like kind of insight on how teaching has been for you with the percussion side of things? I know you're not a guitar player, so.
I know doing it in person for me, I mean, it's great when you can pick up on the students' mannerisms or what they actually want to learn per se for the genre or for what they are really interested in general. I know, and for me personally, I know you have a master class basically, it seems like, from Guitar Wisdom, and my situation is like I know like once I get to an intermediate level I would let them go to the professionals, but I think Tomo's not going to have a problem with that. I think we go from beginner to master on these classes. And you said you started doing this a year ago. I mean, it seems like there's just so many different kinds of lessons.
2019 I started, but also this business with my brother-in-law, who is my wife's brother, and his name is George.
No way. Yeah, it's a
George,
good name, not gonna lie.
Yeah, George is smart guy. He's a very smart guy.
Smart guy.
George is a smart guy.
Don't build his
George
ego
is
up too
name.
much.
Yeah,
and
I'm just
so
a drummer.
George does make a video and business parts. He's taken of it, and I come up with a curriculum and lesson, and the first thing I decide to do is I try to do something different. So normally guitar sites always say, oh, we have a tablature, we have a PDF. That's the kind of key to people bringing. I don't have any tablature, I don't have any PDF.
Mm-hmm.
So everything in the video I explain. That's what Zach, you're interested in, because I teach theory but very musical way, not a theory like a mathematic. So theory is already done, somebody kind of made up, but then difficult to explain that with regular concept, because easy to just say what it is, but then that's too stiff to understand, and nothing you can apply to music. That's the problem. And theory normally written for piano or classical music, beginning, then that turned into jazz. And so to understand pop music, you have to understand theory a little bit more like, light way, not heavy way, So that's why I made a 25 theory lessons over 6 hours. So this way, all beginners understand my concept of a theory.
Yeah.
That's why I think Guitar Wisdom is now, doing great. Just because everything we make a mistake and we don't know things. Even beginning about Guitar Wisdom, I thought most of people are my fans. So I made a lot of blues lessons, jazz lessons, funk lessons. This is the problem. People say it's a little too hard. Oh, too hard. Okay. Then I start making a little bit more simple lesson. Then other group of people say this is way too easy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You can't appease
Somebody
everybody
says
with
too
it.
hard, and next group of people, this is way too easy. I expect more harder one.
Yeah.
Then I start making a little harder one, and then now people say I'm beginner. Can I join? Oh, wait a minute. Right. I teach Berklee at College of Music, but I have to teach everybody. I have to take care of everybody. Mm-hmm. So I said, George, I think I have to make all beginners, series. Oh, okay. Then we start making beginners. So then that way, beginner people start not saying like too hard, right? And then here and there, I make a funk lesson, slap guitar, jazz guitar, and then I thought, okay, I don't really give away too much, any tablature or PDF, but sight reading music is one way of communication, and great way to write it out. If you become teacher, of course you take a notes. Same music, you have to take a notes. This way, if you learn steady down song and chord progression, you can write it out. You can write the melody, bass line, whatever. So I started doing sight reading using Guitar Method book, which a lot of people hate. You hate this book probably. Yeah, just because
looking at it.
Yeah, this is kind of you hear a funny joke. How to shut up, how to turn the guitar players down means put the music in front of it and people can't play. right? You know, yeah. So when I said this is George, I'm gonna teach you sight reading. George said,
That's fantastic.
"Are you sure? People don't like read music." See, I told him, "You see, thing is, I like to do it, and then if not that doesn't work, I stop."
Right. How important is it to you? And in your videos, do you practice improv as well with the lessons that you give out?
Yeah. How about this way? If you can play everything you want to play, everything you can handle. It doesn't matter what you have, what you don't. You know. So, reading is not important in a way if you play well, but if you never taste about what is sight reading, why not just try? You know. So I tell people, why not just try, and you decide whether you like or you don't like. You know, and don't decide just because somebody said to you. See, that's the worst information to me, because some people has a opinion, but that's only that person's opinion. So to me, sight reading is another language to learn. Also, something you don't want to do, that's what you want to do. You don't want to avoid something you don't want to do. So I tell people, you have to find something you don't want to do and just do it. That way, no fear, and you have more confidence. So now, check this out. This section, sight reading, it's top 20 of my guitar lesson site, guitar wisdom. The reason is people avoided this for many years. Now I explain how to do this thing, so people feel good about themselves, because first they gave up and they can do now with my instruction. This book is you cannot do by yourself. It's just I would agree. Just like running or workout. It seems easy, but if you do it your own way, 2-3 weeks you quit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I just teach very detailed. So see, my purpose is teaching this to make people feel more confident.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially when
George,
they're
you understand?
walking through it.
You understand? Yeah. So the confidence doesn't come with naturally. No, you have to do something, and then you gain. You can't buy it. I wish you can buy at the store, but you can't.
Right now.
So you have to make an effort. Then you realize, wow, I can do it. Oh wow, I didn't know I can do it. So yeah, I just teach something people don't do. So that's my job. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But that is the eureka moment for a lot of people. It's when I think that's like the most beautiful moment when you see somebody learn an instrument. I have people that come up to me all the time.
Yeah,
they ask,
like a light up. Yeah.
It's completely euphoria when you see somebody. It actually clicks with them when they figure out and they have the key that opens up that next way through. But I think what's so great about the way that you're teaching, especially how you've pivoted from obviously still doing the in-person classes as much as possible, but doing the online platform, is YouTube. You can get inundated with a lot of little clips on, hey, this is a 5-minute video on how you can exploit the entire fretboard and I can make you a genius. Meanwhile, you're not understanding the concepts that got you to that point.
Right.
And you're kind of just, it's like I don't even know what a good analogy of that is, but you're having all these things in your arsenal, but you don't know how to put it together. So that's good that you're chromatically going up like that. That's neat.
Yeah, and it
clearly works if it's that popular.
As I'm going through Guitar Wisdom right now, everything's in chronological order. Like once you learn that one theory, it's already going to the next theory. Like you're not really jumping around and trying to, do some mix-up stuff. It's very well organized throughout the entire website, which is fantastic.
Yeah, but still, funny part is still people really expect just everything automatic. Somebody complain about I need more exactly what to do. But then I don't say exactly what to do just because I only charge $9.99. The reason I try to do this way anybody can learn, no sweat. Just you can join 1 month. If you don't like, you can leave. No problem.
Through your experience, what's the glass ceiling that is really hard to break for the average student? Like what's that one lesson that usually some or most students really get stuck at, and then once they break through it, it's more of like Zach was saying, a euphoric.
Sure, yeah. Most people, for example, a lot of people want to play, say, like solo over the chord progression, And the people believe two things. I need to know scale more than pentatonic scale, or I need to know theory so that I can, play through it. But then most people really don't know about chord progression. Really, a lot of people don't know chords so well, but they're believing I should know theory first. I should know, scale. That's correct. But the chord progression is really important, song form.
Yeah.
So that's why I teach triad and chord tone playing, So that's all difficult to teach because first you have to learn very much triads, do mi so mi so do so do mi, those things. It's kind of a boring because you have to learn all the way up the neck, horizontal, vertical. But then I'm patient enough to teach that slowly. And that's usually just key to change. Even yesterday, 2 person I did Skype, new, and each one, it's already just so much smile after this. See, that's
I love that.
That's
Yeah,
the
when
pleasure
the
I
or the
see
student gets happy,
because
yeah.
people had a trouble understand what to do because the both two really self-taught. And actually, one went to Berklee even, and the other one is self-taught. He's actually actor. He's 17, very pretty well-known actor, and from California. And so those two generally they go to YouTube, watch YouTube, jam with the jam track and all that stuff. So it's just the same thing over and over, year or two. You know what I mean? So then that's why they, ask my lesson. Then first lesson, concept I change, how you think about, So again, this is a lesson, so I can't really tell you exactly, but just usually I teach how to use amplifier, how to set the guitar, what to expect, and then 3 things to learn first before the music. So those things, nobody talk about that.
No, they don't.
Right, no, they
That's
don't.
something
they
that's
don't.
completely
They don't.
untouched.
Yeah, if I say the same thing like YouTube, then people go, okay, oh, what this? They don't come back. Yeah,
I know how to do that. I don't need
Right.
to listen
exactly.
to someone talk
But
to me about
so
that.
that's why even YouTube, like I teach a lot, things, but people don't learn from YouTube because YouTube is really entertainment.
Correct.
Which
It is.
is good entertainment, really great entertainment. So
They're trying to fit
and
the algorithm.
right, and also if you like Georgie, if you teach right, so best way to gain students is YouTube and Instagram. In other words, even great teacher, great player, if that person has a website, nobody look website.
No.
In other words, people only go to somewhere they're interested in, and then those Google thing, pop up something, and if you don't write with these, you don't get to know, So that's why, as a business, you have to do every single day. You have to do Instagram. You have to figure it out how to do that. I teach actually a lot of Berklee students. I teach how to do Instagram. Most of the problem with Instagram is people post something very randomly, and then they use too many hashtags that they didn't study. Even hashtag you have to study. I mean, this
You're
is
right.
easy.
I'm a social media manager, so I completely understand where you're coming from.
Oh, okay. So then good. Best way, like, pick somebody maybe a little bit somebody better than you doing, and then maybe famous people, and then follow these people, right? First thing, every day you see any, good post, then you copy these hashtags and download to your phone, then look at the 10 different hashtags on the computer, first study, then click this hashtag. How many numbers create these ones? Most of the problem is people use just popular hashtag or kind of a stupid hashtag. And so many numbers. But if you pick so many numbers, by the time you did it, you were 1,000 below, So you have to find out not million, not hundred, sometimes, 35,000 or 15,000. These numbers, if you use, then your post stays a long time.
And you don't want to have the hashtags in the oversaturated market because it's just going to get lost in that sea.
That's right. But again, not one way is good. You have to kind of mix it. So I would do kind of a popular one, and semi-popular one around like 10,000, 20,000 like that, then your own idea. Do not put too many hashtags, because if you do that, looks like you're trying to gain from something. So then once you do that, Instagram whole system, kind of kick you out. I think.
Yeah.
No,
That
I think
it will. Yeah, because they don't want you to oversaturate the market and everything.
Right, exactly. If that, if you put too many hashtags, if that work and everybody doing great.
What I'm a huge fan of with your lessons is that when you were saying earlier about teaching not only guitar lessons in theory, but the actual amp, the guitar, the pedals, etc.
Yeah, I do.
I think that's great because it correlates into the genres that you're really teaching, because you're going from soul to jazz to R&B to blues, and not every amp, not every pedal, guitar tuning is going to be appropriate for those genres.
Yeah, definitely. Guitar players generally like almost tend to go one direction. Okay, I'm a Strat guy. I'm a Les Paul guy.
That's the
Zach's a PRS guy.
And I'm Marshall guy. I'm kind of Fender guy. Or I'm a clean guy. I'm gonna overdrive distortion. But I'm kind of neutral. So that's why I go for nice clean tone so that I can hear everything. Then after that, I color something with distortion. And the funny part is I have a lot of distortion pedal. I have a lot of pedal, but mostly I'm known as a clean tone just because a lot of people go for more overdrive. So I just enjoy clean tone. That's all, Simple stuff. Yeah.
The question I have actually, going into the gear stuff, is so I follow you on Instagram and I see that when you're doing especially the rhythm videos, you play a guitar with just the single pickup in the center. What guitar is that?
Oh, okay.
Because you have it on all body styles. I think it's the P90 pickup.
Right. So this one, right?
Yes, those. So you got the single coil in there.
Yeah. So this is what happened. This was originally, three pickups, regular three pickups, right?
Okay.
This is called Kanji guitar from Kanji Kawabata.
Okay.
If you follow him on Instagram, Kanji Kawabata, and he makes amazing guitar. Now, a funny part. After the pandemic, right? Every week, every month, I kind of decide what to do. So as you see, my business is doing really great, but still, everybody suffering, right? Something.
For sure.
So I have to do kind of similar feeling. So I have to, not to torture myself, but I decided what to do. So first thing I did, this month, I only listen Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Ooh,
so every single day, 1 month, I only listen one album.
That's a great idea.
And then a couple weeks later, I only listen Cornel Dupree, and I listen to one album. That way, I really patiently every day I just listen one album. That way, soak with one music, really strong. That's when I started listening Strat. I like to hear more middle pickup. You see, everybody go front pickup, right? Because warmer. But middle pickup has something different sound, more bite, a little bit more brightness. So I start doing it, playing middle pickup, right? And then I decide, this month, I think that's August. I go 1 month, I only play middle pickup. So I put the black tape on the, Strat switch. Then Kanji saw my, video says, Tomo, would you like to make only middle pickup? Because only middle pickup sounds better. The reason is not so much wiring. And then
it's
not
a straight
so much,
there.
magnetic field. No magnet. So it's pure. That's why I have that. Yeah.
I've always noticed that. I was like, I've never seen that guitar anywhere. And then I saw you had it, I think on it's like an ES335 model. I think there was. Yeah. So you have it in humbuckers and single coils then?
Yeah, this one too, right? This is kind of crazy.
Yep, that's the other one right there.
Yeah, actually, this one.
Nice. I love that.
This one, I always love to get this because very rare to have a one pickup,
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's why
this is called Gibson 330T.
Oh, no kidding.
This is 1959.
Wow.
Yeah. So think about if you buy 59 Les Paul, it costs like a $250,000 like that.
Yeah, it's a mortgage.
Such a great condition.
This is not like that. It's because this is not really super popular guitar.
I hope you have insurance
Yeah,
on that.
Horribly, it's rare. Do you know my former student Michael Lemo from Norm's Rare?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where I bought this one, and then a few days ago I did a recording for his records, and one song.
No kidding.
Play this guitar.
Oh, that's rad.
So-
So we expect that, yeah.
Yeah.
So have you? I know you've purchased a couple guitars from Norman's Rare Guitars. How many do you have in the?
Actually, Norm's only purchased this guitar. Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, but then I purchased. Yeah, I know. If you follow my Instagram thing, I bought this guitar from. This is all original 335, 1967. I bought this from Rumble Seat Music.
Where's that?
From Nashville.
Okay.
Nashville. Okay.
Yeah, and then this one I only email, just like I email you, and I ask a lot of questions. So they send me a lot of things. Every question they answer me, I say, I'll trust you. I'll buy it. So this is like a really quite expensive guitar that I purchased without playing. And
So
then when I received, that was perfect. That's unbelievable. Yeah, really unbelievable.
When you're playing live outside of like a teaching setting,
Yeah.
what is really like the setup that you go for in terms of like your pedal board sequence and amp configuration?
Really simple, okay, I use kind of Fender type of amp, right? And so, Pro Reverb, Princeton Reverb, even like a Music Master bass amp, and Music Master bass amp don't have any reverb on. So if I do live now, probably I bring two bass, Music Master bass amp. I play. See, I like the. I show you this one. Like this pedal, right? Lahiri. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one, it's like almost like basically you can plug your guitar and go to the two amps.
Okay, it splits.
And this button really cancel the hum. It's like
so it
amazing.
has a gate. It has a gate inside of it.
No, nothing. No gate. Just I don't know. You have to look up. I can't really explain what it is, but
I can't explain.
But this one, this is the best like pedal that less noise among two amps. Anyway,
Really?
So this is amazing. Yeah, I use this all the time. Yeah. So basically, I use guitar going to that, but then I have a reverb pedal, few different reverb pedal, and I have a Vemram. I can show you actually.
It's like a kid being in a virtual candy store right now. This is fantastic.
Zach is having the best time of his life right now.
Yeah, like that. This is my kind of pedal,
Wow,
so like this is more like a reverb, like almost like an analog reverb kind of sound, right? This is more like a digital reverb, kind of long setting reverb. And then this is my signature pedal, Vemram. John Rayford TF. Yeah, we made about 300 pedals. Yeah, all sold out. And then this is boost, right now boost. Then sometimes I change here, but just 3-4 pedals like that. It's really simple.
So is it safe to say in a live setting you're not going to bring the Centaur?
No, I probably no. I mean, I have one. I mean, I
have the original one, right?
Centaur's okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, definitely. I mean, like this is an amazing pedal, right? I mean, definitely. No, I mean, really well made. So if you compare TS9 one like that, definitely, high class pedal. But a lot of pedal does this one called One Control. I use this one, really nice. Yeah.
And what is that? Is that model after what the Centaur does?
No, this is just an overdrive pedal, light overdrive pedal.
Okay.
Lately I use, This is called Silver B. I don't know why I call Silver B overdrive. But the reason I play John Ray, because what happened was years ago, I don't know what I was playing, but anyway, so I was playing in New York, Iridium with Matt Schofield, and Matt Schofield used to use this pedal, his pedal board. Yeah. Then so that night I thought maybe I should surprise him, use this one, so I brought this one. then I look at his pedal board, I don't see this one, And then I saw John Ray. And I said, what is that? Oh, that's John Ray from Japan. Why using that? And that's really better than this, he said. That's why I'm using.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's why technically John Ray is better than this sound. That's why
Yeah.
I'm using John Ray. Yeah.
Wow.
And of course, there's so many different pedals like that.
Oh, it's a rabbit hole for sure.
Tubeless
Yep.
pedal.
Wow, that's
Like,
beautiful.
so I have a lot of different pedals, kind of fun things, Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And like this one, BJF, have you heard?
No, I've never seen that before.
BJF is from Sweden. Beyond. He's an amazing guy who built. If you look up a BJF pedal, you can find.
BJF.
He's all handmade pedal. This guy does unbelievable about making amp or this. Yeah.
Oh, he makes amps as well. Okay.
Yeah. Then this guy, he's from Sweden, but his English is really well. He's really, really great expressing English. So every week we have this long message, like email each other about the tone.
I love that.
It's almost like guitar, amp, pedal, tone, and then life inspiring, story. So he write like this, and then I read everything. Then I reply everything he said. Then he write like this again, and then a week later. So every week, we just keep writing this long letter. Yeah.
It's a CVS receipt. That's a great relationship, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then he really explain things like a lot great way. Yeah, and then I he's really Mr. Distortion. He's great about the distortion pedal, and he made actually this one. He made a this is just really light like a Fender type head.
Yeah.
One control. So Beyond made this one, then he made a kind of Marshall type. So he can make an amp too. Yeah, he's genius. He's really genius because most people like tweaking. Mm-hmm. Tweaking is more like you kind of change something, right? This guy is really about paper and pen. So he's like he's a genius. So he can write what he hears with electronic parts. He can write like
That's insane.
I know, insane. So he does a lot of drawing. He think something and he draw.
Yeah.
Then he builds.
Oh my God, that's just a gift.
Yeah.
I wish I
he's
had
a genius.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So that's why it's kind of fun to talk to him all the time.
Oh yeah. I bet. I would love to see the email exchange. That must be incredible just to read one of those.
Yeah, long one. Yeah. But anyway, so I have a few friends like that. We always come, do the conversation, and so many to talk about, right? Pedals, amps.
Oh, you could go. You could go all day with that stuff.
Yeah,
it's a dark rabbit hole. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if not enough, we can come back again. Yeah. And then just in case, I have a CD. CD means music. See, sometimes I'm known as a guitar teacher, but I have this Blue Sky. So if you go to Spotify, you can listen to some of the music. And this is actually fun because this music and amp that I use is I borrow from my former student named John Mayer. So he sent me a Dumbo, his amp,
Really?
Yeah. So so he sent me this Dumbo amp to the studio. So
wow.
Yeah. So that was really, really amazing because this recording I recorded in LA. So I couldn't bring my Pro Reverb or Fender amp. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't sure what to do. And I was going to rent something. And then he emailed me, says, if you go to LA, you can borrow my amp. Which one do you want to borrow?
Oh my God, that's the dream.
I know.
Zach's trying to get the signature PRS from him right now.
Well, he changed to that, but back then he was still using 2 Rock, right? So
this
is funny. He has 3 choices, Tomo. You have two rock, my signature. I mean, John Mayer's signature, or Dumble. Which one do you want to borrow? Yeah, Dumble.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Dumble, especially
Dumble, yeah.
John Mayer's.
Exactly. So I got, yeah. So it's amazing. He has some company who take care of his equipment.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So if he called the company, then bring any numbers of equipment. That's amazing.
Just this evil vault of just all this great gear just being stored.
Amazing, because that in anything we need, that company brings anywhere, then they pick up. That's amazing. Yeah. So anyway, so this one, I use his amp, and I use a 1965 Strat. And plus, George, do you know this album, Pure?
No, it doesn't look.
No,
familiar.
okay. See, the thing is that that's fine, because what happened is everybody's so busy. Everybody, not necessarily know everything about anybody. But this album, I made this long time ago, 2010. I pick all my favorite drummers. So this album, good for drummers. That means 3 songs each I play with. Bass player, his name is Will Lee. So Will Lee played 9 songs, right? And then first 3 songs played by, Steve Gadd.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely familiar.
Yeah, so first 3 songs, Steve Gadd. Other 3 tunes, Bernard Purdie.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the album right now on Spotify. I see Boy Back
Bernard
Home with them.
Purdie.
Yeah.
And
God, that's amazing.
Last 3 songs by Steve Jordan.
Oh,
it's a super group. It's literally a super group.
Yeah. So this
super
was
group of
my
bench players.
idea.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. You said that's 2010. You did that album?
Yeah, 2010. Yeah.
2010. And the Blue Sky came out last year, featuring Travis.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So this one too, you can listen to at the Spotify. You should try. Yeah.
I'd play it right now, but I might get a check mark.
Yeah.
YouTube,
so if you can find this album, first 3 songs Steve Gadd, next 3 songs are by Bernard Purdie, and then last 3 songs are by Steve Jordan.
That must be amazing, just to tap those kind of drummers.
Yeah, that was hard. I mean, that was hard to record because everybody's so busy. So I only can hold these people only one day each, So.
Oh, so you're really getting.
Yeah. So this is what I did. Like in New York, I asked each one to come. So one night they come, then we record 3 songs. Each 3 songs, I have an idea. First song, I want to re-record, guitar tracks and all that. But then second, third one, more like a live, So we just record, right? So that's what we did. So when we did Steve Gadd showed up at maybe 8:30. I would say about 11 p.m. he already left. I mean,
that's pretty quick.
He does so quick.
That's efficiency.
That's
exactly.
Really efficient.
He just first song called Kyoto. He plays a lot of different groove, and then which one do you like, Tomo? Well, I love everything, but he did a really simple version, and then after he did that, and then I say, can we do a little bit more brushes, some different one. Then he said that was a take, because that was take he liked it. But then he said, I can play brushes, And then I asked Steve, so would you like to hear one more time? No, he didn't listen. He just played once. So he played once, he played twice, and he done.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Then Willie said to me like this, Tomo, I forgot to tell you, but Steve does so quick. Like this. All right.
That's not a bad thing.
Exactly. So second song, right? I didn't even play whole song. I just explained, this is how it go. This is melody. This is section, da-da-da-da-da. And we record it. So if you listen second song, that's one take.
That's so fantastic.
Yeah.
And honestly, Tomo, dude, brushes are so hard for a percussionist. Like people say, oh, that should be a little bit easier than sticks. No, that's a whole nother beast to handle. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So. The reason like Steve is great because he study, drumming by just snare, just that.
Sure.
Drum group. So yeah. So that was great. And then Bernard Purdie was great too. It's kind of same way I did. One night I played 3 songs, and the next day I fixed 1 song. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
total, how long did that take to get on everybody's schedule? Did it take was a
Well,
long time?
actually, it's really interesting. I started 2000, 2009. Oh, I'm sorry, 8 or 9, March 17, and the end of March 18 of next year. Exactly. That was kind of crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I took exactly 1 year to do it.
That's not that bad.
No, but just that's how much took me finding a schedule.
Oh god.
Yeah.
To find
because
the schedule.
Steve Gadd was doing rehearsal with Paul Simon. That was great. I did that. And then Bernard Purdie, that was in November. He doesn't have any tour gigs, so we did that. And then Steve Jordan, I keep calling, talking. He always said, "Oh, I'm not sure." He's always LA. He always, everywhere. So I can't. Then one day he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be in New York." When?
There you go.
They're gonna like that, Yeah. So that's what happened. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah, but that was my dream. Those guys. So, George, this album. Lamar Carter plays most of the drums, but then 4 or 5 songs are played by I completely forgot the name. James Gadsden. James Gadsden, yeah.
Wow.
So that was too my dream. I have to play with James Gadsden a lot. Good swing, blues.
Absolutely, it's everything you're looking for.
As a bluesman, that's the dream right there.
So everything. But anyway, that one too, my dream, not only teaching, I love to play. So that's, for me, always difficult. How much to do this, how much to, but I love both. So that's why I'm keep working on it,
Was that always a goal of yours? I know we're kind of running close to time.
Yeah. Sure.
But I just want a couple more questions because
go ahead.
Kind of just took it down this whole nother direction that I'm really excited about. But for you, you're a prolific teacher. You have access to so many great musicians that you can tap to do an album and have your creative projects. Where do you have these moments? Is it more so on the teaching side or on the creative side when you're actually recording these things or playing live with certain musicians? Because did you always see yourself in the future as being a teacher at this stage of your life, or did you see it?
That's a good question. I just didn't decide exactly, and I love side of a playing, but honestly, my personality, I don't like just being a musician because not steady. I like a steady. I have a family, so I have to be steady. So I like teaching side because teaching position, you can create very steady than doing gigs, And so I think I want to make a balance, So now my idea is, so Guitar Wisdom is taking over really nicely. So that settled all, financial, structures there, right? Really great. So means eventually I have more time. I don't have to teach, and I can really play out few weeks, something like that. So that was always my ideal goal. Yeah, this is actually funny too. I listen people, and I always remember what people say, and I always keep thinking it. This is what happened. When I was a student, when I went to Berklee first, right? That was 1987. The next year, 88, first time I went to New York to see a lot of, gigs, and I went to see Kenny Burrell. And after the show, I talked to Kenny with my poor English. I didn't speak really well. But then this is what he said. I teach at the UCLA history. That's my main job. But teaching job allow me to do this summer gig in New York.
Wow.
Freely. Because summer he doesn't teach. And then when I heard the story, I just heard the story. But then gradually, I'm kind of imagining, I think that's a really great idea. Steady, healthy, steady, and then do what you want.
Well, that's really great because it makes almost too much sense.
Right. But again, if you don't like to teach, if you're not interested in teach, then that's a problem. But I love to help people. So, yeah. And then I think what happened was when I was high school, we have a music program, and I already play guitar pretty good. So my music teacher told me, I give you A if you teach everybody in the class. Because we had a music class, and some hours, not every time, but some hours we're supposed to play guitar, study guitar. So my job is really helping around everybody.
So you kind of had the intuition already that you had the groundwork for being a teacher.
Yeah. So in other words, that teacher didn't teach me anything, right? He said, you teach everybody. That was a lesson.
Oh my God.
I didn't know that till later on.
Wow.
Because he told me, I don't have anything to teach you because you play great. So this is you do. You teach everybody. And that's
and
you
it
do.
made his job a little easier too.
Exactly.
So
then he go out and have a coffee, like come back, you know. Yeah, exactly. But then he's really like, you know, classical teacher that is really strict, you know. I remember one time he was kind of, you know, conducting the whole band, and then he really pissed off. He started kicking like everything. Like, oh, wow, this guy is really amazing. Like I never expect that, you know. Anyway, so he was my good music teacher that taught me nothing, but really taught me something. You know?
That's
yeah. So that's why the answer to your question. It's somehow from high school to go to Berklee, I had a little bit that kind of a sense of teaching, helping people, and I like that. Yeah. And study with somebody great, and then a lot of funny story too. And then funny part is when I was a student at the Berklee, I got the scholarship. But of course, the scholarship is good, but then we have to make a living, right?
Correct.
Living expense is pretty expensive. So then I used to teach. Before teaching, actually, I was students. Second year, I was working at the cafeteria. Serving food. And no matter what, the pay is so little, like that. This is not great. And then I start working Newberry Street. Newberry Street is the street that has a lot of restaurant. I was looking for the job. And then every restaurant I asked, they said, no, you can't do it. I said, why? Because your English is not good. Oh, okay. And then I was kind of rejected to every restaurant. But then very end, I saw a flyer says, we are looking for chef. It's nothing to do with lesson, but this is how it goes to the lesson. Then I was like, okay. Then I go there and I lie. I can cook. And I got the job.
Yes, let's go.
So I got the job because then that's how I get the more cooking. But then what happens, cooking at the restaurant, the weekend, I see the band playing. It makes me cry. I want to do that.
Yeah.
But then I was playing kind of pop rock band with the Berklee people. Okay. And then I always tell people, I want to quit this job, but I can't do it. Then somebody said, why don't you teach? Because you play funky stuff quite good. Oh, then I was rehearsing. I was telling people, I love to teach, but where can I teach? Then drama was really nice guy. He cut a little bit piece of a paper from newspaper. Says, this place is looking for guitar teacher. I call up. That's how I quit the restaurant gig.
No I would too.
Yeah. So cafeteria, restaurant gig, then teaching music store gig. That's how it goes.
Wow.
That's my background, yeah. Then teach so many people, then difficult to teach, right, at the music store. That's why I start doing more, better, yeah. And then more, I did a little bit of wedding. But then wedding band, I felt, okay, this is not good.
Because, it's a grind.
Well, just, pays good, but then you can't really play with a passion. That's really not good for my feeling. So I did about a year or two the wedding. I did, and then that's when I got married. Then I said, I'm going to quit wedding. I'm going to do teaching. I'm going to do really good job teaching. That way I make better money than that. Then I was doing that. Then Berklee asked me to join.
Oh, amazing.
See, I did a preparation a little bit. Yeah.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, it's not just right away. I was really struggle,
Serendipitously.
yeah.
For sure.
So
Wow.
then 93, yeah. So basically I did a guitar session. Then year later, second time. So that's 1993. And Larry Bayon, Rick Beckham, as chair and assistant chair, said, come down to the office. I thought I did something wrong. And I went there, I want to hire you. Wow. Then that's how I got the gig. Yeah. And after that, yeah, then I'll go, okay, I will do it. Yeah.
Wow. That must have been amazing to hear that.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine you go to different country and then,
Yeah, that part of it.
Places amazing school, and then they ask you to teach. That's an amazing honor, Yeah.
Yeah, that's something not many of us could ever relate to. I mean, I can't imagine.
Still, like, so that's why still teacher at the Berklee is amazing. Yeah.
I would say you're doing quite well for yourself too.
Yeah, but then like, you ask me a little bit about, how I picture about them, performing or playing more, live music. Yeah, live music is always obviously that is my passion. That's why after I got the gig at the Berklee, then I figured out, okay, I'm not really known as a guitar player yet. What should I do? Okay, I should make an album. So that's why I made a Put on Your Funk Face.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first album, 95, 96. And then I decided to go to Japan because I'm Japanese. Why not work on Japan, do a tour? Then when first time I went to Japan, I booked the gig. I thought if I booked the gig, if I just announce it a little bit, maybe somebody come. No. Four members, 4 people, and then the audience was only 6 people. That was a reality. That was
we've all been
wow,
there.
Nobody know me. Okay, but at least 6 people found out me. Okay, that's good stuff. So that was really shocking. Then I thought, okay, I'm gonna do. Maybe I use a little bit more teaching side. So I went to Rito Music, where a good publisher, who sells a lot of instructional thing. Of course, when I went there, nobody knows about me. So I brought a whole pile of things, and again, first time meeting. They want me to write an essay about the Berklee. Of course, I'm not good at writing, Okay. So if I write the essay, and first time I write, then editor said, "This is not really an essay. This is not really an essay.
It's torture."
And almost like, almost this is like you're taking class about writing. Every time I write, they fix me. So that's how I like. That's actually how I learn writing.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Then I did a 4 month of those essay, right? Then after the editor moved to making VHS cassette tape back then. That's 19, 95, 96. Okay. So 97, he moved to making VHS cassette tape. I mean, a tape, right? Then, of course, I asked him, okay, I'm gonna do a blues, video, right?
Yeah.
I was rejected because they were making blues, video. And about maybe 6 months later, I call up or email again, and I say I'm gonna make a funk. They reject me. Second time. Then third time, I just call. How are you doing? That was Christmas. And he asked me, what are you doing? Well, I said, I teach blues and funk, but a lot of students not doing great about technique. So I made all technique related lessons. Everything fundamental, fingering exercise, rhythm guitar, metronome, very, very unique in a way. Not so much music, a lot of technique. He said, what did you say? Then he said, can I see that material? I start sending fax, crazy. Then funny part is they could not catch up with their paper because I sending so many, I probably send 50, 60 pages of paper, right?
Oh my gosh. Just inundated.
And after that, and this guy was making a classical guitar, VHS, and he stopped, he made mine. and that become number one in Japan
Hell yeah.
in the
No
instruction.
kidding.
Hell yeah.
Because again, a lot of trouble. He always asked me, he always trouble, yeah. He asked me 9-10 things, right? 9-10 things to do because he thought that's really simple and clear, right? My personality, I prepare not 9. If you ask 9, I prepare 40,
Right.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Exactly.
So I prepare so many lessons. Then just in case, I write everything of what I want to say. Then I went to Japan and then, in front of a director, producer, I demonstrate. Ended up, I keep talking about 2.5 hours, 2 hours. And the producer said, VH cassette tape only lasts 60 minutes.
Oh my god. Right.
So we can't do this.
We're
we
90s
can
babies, so we know.
feel
Yeah.
everything.
Oh no.
Then, producer went outside smoking cigarettes, came back. Tomo, let's do this one. Don't talk. We record everything and we write everything in a booklet. How many pages? 80 pages. So I wrote 80 pages booklet.
Oh man.
That's
Because
insane.
Japan, they use rice paper, really thin. So really tiny, fits on a VHS. And so that become popular because no joke, no talk in a video, everything exercise,
Yep.
everything booklet. Almost like, method book in a video,
That's kind of genius though.
harder. But just all accident turned into everything right.
Oh my gosh.
Then I made a series of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I started producing other people. And then so ended up I made accelerate your guitar playing type of like a series. Ended up
Yeah.
I made maybe myself maybe like 7-8 different DVD books. So then you see, very popular through music teaching. Yeah.
Wow, that's an incredible story. I'll tell you.
So that I was kind of imagining, didn't work. So I had to pull out some other idea. Then ended up I gained more, fans that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's great that you came on to kind of explain that trajectory that you had, because like you said earlier, we're in a society of instant satisfaction.
Yeah.
And to hear people, and well, not to hear people, but to hear you tell your story to so many people and to get the word out that it wasn't all easy. And aside from the fact,
it's not easy, but also a lot of things doesn't go well. That's why we surprise. Yeah. Which is
and
good.
sometimes something that you think that might be a bad thing ends up being the thing that kind of propels you to be as successful as you are.
Yeah. For example, right? If I get blues DVD, right?
Yeah.
Then what happened was I become known as a blues teacher.
Yes.
Then only attract for blues audience. And then funk didn't work out well. So then third one, it's like, exercise video.
Yeah.
No style. That's why I become more popular in Japan. Because no style means people, jazz people, rock people, heavy metal, everybody buy this video. That's why mine become really popular.
Yeah, your demographic.
That was great. So 2 rejection was really good for myself.
It's the third one. Your demographic definitely is amongst all the guitar players that I follow. You're definitely a person that they cite from all across different genres. Everybody can kind of take something from you and apply it to whatever they're doing. And it's not little itsy bitsy things. Because I think
that's my thing. I know something really valuable that people miss it. So basically, what I teach is not same thing that people know. I teach something people don't notice. That's where I just make them notice. That's my job.
I just think it's fantastic that you've shaped these students of yours and have taught them everything that you've learned through experience, and they have grown. A lot of them, it seems, to be very successful musicians in the industry, like you were saying earlier, John.
Right.
That's insane.
The reason is I didn't really teach style of music. I told you, right? I teach more foundation.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, for example, number one, John Mayer, he's successful because he study things people don't want to do. Like, for example, first lesson is play everything bright, loud, no reverb. So that was his first lesson. And I actually taught him a little bit of reading too, to make him notice a lot of noise issue,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why his technique is very clean. It's just because he understand what to go through to understand, notice things, not just about information or many amount of hours of practicing. It's just a point. You have to know it, and he got it. First semester, every Tuesday 9 a.m. he never missed it. But
Wow.
but I taught him all details.
It's an incredible philosophy you have.
Yeah, no, it's no joke. It's just a lot of detail,
Mm-hmm.
But
he
it
probably didn't want to hear sometime, but we did really detail so that he understood when he was 19, Yeah.
But it is a two-way street. You have to be receptive as the student too to want to learn those things and understand. That's great to know that he.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I kind of can figure that out because him teaching through his little excerpts that I've seen
Mm-hmm.
is that he always kind of emphasizes in foot stomps to kind of play clean and to play with nothing as a safety net.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so like that's why I'm happy that when John plays even really big plays, his nuance, his time is so point, really great.
Yeah.
Just because he understand good tone. That's why he bought so many dumbbells, because he really has to understand the good sound. Yeah. Yeah. And then other, and after that, I taught Eric Krasno. I taught Shmin from Letters. So those guys become, really the funk master. Kind of
they're great.
Soul jazz. Yeah.
They're
And
so
then
unique too.
what's that?
They're so unique too.
So unique, yeah. Again, these guys I taught really detail. I remember, Eric was only 18, and Adam is probably 18, and Adam has a Les Paul. He always smiling, but I would tell him, "Don't do this." Why not? No. Listen to this. We use it. Yeah, they were so cute. Cute. They're kids.
Yeah.
So don't do this. Don't do this. Oh wow. Okay, so we did a lot of hard work, really. One semester of hard work. We don't really, so back then especially, we didn't really jam anything. We just did a lot of teaching. Play this, play that. No, this way, that way. Okay, it's a lot. What did you do? Did you do that? No? Okay, you should do this. It's just a lot, So even now, it's the same thing. Okay, do you have any question from last week? Okay, you don't? Okay, you understand? Really understand? Okay.
Right.
Can you play this, that? Oh, no. So that you think you understand. Not really. You have to test yourself, So really serious talk, Yeah, it's not
absolutely.
always smiling, but, end of a lesson we smile. But, it's a hard work.
No, but that's awesome. But I really appreciate you coming by on the podcast and taking the time, Tomo. It's an honor. Dude,
everybody
that's
check out
fantastic.
Guitar Wisdom as soon as you can. It is a small price to pay, and you can get this wealth of knowledge immediately.
Immediately.
Well, it's a good way to do, go through, learn from somebody who really understand. Not just me, anybody,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because self-taught is just very limited, I think. Some people say self-taught, but then that person, even Jimi Hendrix, Wes Montgomery, always people say self-taught, but they're surrounded by great musicians around them.
For sure.
So those people tell them what to do without a, official lesson. So really, actually, learn from somebody. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks so much for having me. That's great. And anytime we can do, continue to do number 2,
Oh,
sure.
let's go.
Love to have you back up.
Yeah,
or we'll do it in person when the world opens back up. That's Zach and I's plan, is to do this in person.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that we would. So we're both in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So
okay,
maybe we can link up and do something up in your area when the time comes.
Yeah,
I'd love to get out of the house.
So. Yeah, exactly.